Lieutenant Kane Halifax was having a bad month within an already bad year. He had gone through what he described as relationship troubles just as he was refused a transfer from the military police to the reserve fleet. He was getting to the age where the long hours to distant systems, just to round up insubordinate peacekeepers, was beginning to wear on him and those few people who still chose to associate with him. His latest assignment, he felt, added insult to the injury of his ongoing position. He was to go to Terra Brea and round up some personnel and pilots responsible for the latest scandal coming out of that system. Lieutenant Halifax hated arresting pilots. They were difficult, entitled, oftentimes combative. Pilots, he believed, thought themselves different from the rest of the military. They thought that their general autonomy within their squad gave them some sort of authority within the broader military structure. They didn't understand that the rules applied to them, and that when they refused orders, went on killing sprees, or decided to use Union resources on personal pursuits, that they were crossing a line. Worst of all, these pilots took control of some of the military's most effective and expensive pieces of hardware. More than once, he had been forced to pull pilots out of the cockpits of their frames as they had decided to turn their weapons on the very same organization that they had claimed to dedicate their lives to. The briefing document on this newest operation did not promise that these arrests would be any easier than those that came before. Even worse, his usual support squad had all been either promoted or transferred, leaving him with a band of rookies. This group was especially bad. He had a general's son who had skipped 2 years of academy training to get ahead of his peers, a rogue programmer fresh out of compulsory rehabilitation with an overgenerous service requirement, a young dolphin rejected from pilot school looking to prove himself in the military police, and a squad of stim-addled exosuit operators. And then, of course, there was Lieutenant Halifax, the one who had to keep them together long enough to slap handcuffs on their intended targets. It wasn't going to be easy, and it wasn't going to be fun. But one thing was for certain. He was going to need a stiff drink before all of this was over. Hello! Welcome back to All That You Know. I'm Colin, the GM, and joining me today is Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm playing Joseph the Infiltrator.
Ewan.
Hi, my name is Ewan. I am playing Loyal the Empath.
Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm playing Geist the Ace.
And Brian.
Hey, I'm Brian, and I'm playing Hex the Bureaucrat.
So, last time, you finished up the 4-part mission that we did. And there was a lot of stuff going on in that mission. Geist and Loyal went to a clusterist psychic communion and saw a lot of shit. Geist has a weird impression that Loyal might be hiding something from him, and we'll see where that goes. Joseph discovered that an emergent personality was piloting a frame for the clusterists and recovered some legs of that frame to try to maybe track down where it came from or do something with it. You discovered that one of the guerrillas who attacked the town you were defending was using a very advanced anti-armor weapon that you hadn't seen before, and you recovered that. And everyone's frames got pretty damaged in that fight after you fought with a emergent personality pilot who kicked your asses a lot.
He was a total badass, everybody. You heard. You saw.
Looking at all these 3 and 4 dice failures is just heart-wrenching. How did this happen?
It hurts.
Fastest draw in the West.
Good God.
But we're going to be doing our downtime with all that's in it. It should be a shorter one this time. There's not going to be a party in this one. Sorry to say. But you all return back to the capital, setting down on the tarmac. Captain Spud is rushed off to by a medevac team to the hospital. His body's 4th and 3rd degree burns need a lot more advanced treatment than what was available in Greywood.
Yeah.
It's now been about 10 days since the Peacekeepers announced that they dispatched a team to come and arrest those responsible for the incident in Clearwater Crater, where all those people drowned. From Nyla's guess that she provided you, that means that you will be contending with that arrest anywhere from 4 to 18 days from now, depending on if when they said in custody, meaning when they arrive here to arrest you or when you are brought back to Earth to be processed. As you disembark from Worthy's craft, you get the usual instruction from Nyla to get settled and report for debrief tomorrow morning. Geist, as you disembark, however, you see Ziggurat here, who kind of immediately starts pointing some device at you and then back at the changeling. And she kind of slithers around you and stares at you and asks, Garrett, did you experience anything out of the ordinary on this last mission of yours?
I don't think so. I mean, what define out of the ordinary? None of this is ordinary. My fucking spine has been replaced.
Sensations of connectivity, unusual ones with the changeling.
Yeah, it happened one time. I got a little jolt while I was working with some electronic equipment, and I was looking through the 4Cams for a second. The changeling was far away. I was on foot.
Do you believe this to be a hallucination?
Well, I don't know. Why don't you fucking tell me?
We will discuss this later, when there are less prying ears around.
Yeah, can Sunlit be overhearing this? Eyeing Ziggurat suspiciously, wondering what business she has with Geist.
Well, Geist is Ziggurat's business legally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always suspicious business every time with this one. It's just too slithery.
You're just biased against people with suspicious voices.
Well, I have plenty of reason to be.
You're not the only paranoid one in the party.
But she goes over to the changeling and looks it over and lets you all go. We're gonna roll our rewards and do our jolly good XP now.
I love to be rewarded.
So you're going to get 3d6 for your supply roll on this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's okay.
6. You get 6.
Yeah, that's good.
As good as you can get.
That is literally the best possible result.
And then you are going to get 1 personnel and 1 material from your democracy.
I'll keep a floating tally.
The squad earns 2 rep. And I believe I already did one of these.
Oh, I hope you didn't do our rep already, because that would be the difference.
I believe I did.
Yes. Then we're leveling up.
Okay, I did do the status thing. You gain 1 status with the Shovel Scum, which takes you to +2 with them total, which I think is your highest relationship with any squad now. Wow. The Shovel Scum are Jawbone's squad.
Yeah.
They love us.
They love you for what you've done. You did a very good job. You gain 4 trust with the Peacekeepers, which I've also reflected that on the factions sheet. You are at 5 out of 9 trust.
So you've already done the trust.
Yeah, trust and faction stuff I already did.
Okay, cool.
You didn't do like any collateral damage stuff, and I ticked their goal clock as well, the Soul Unions, because they're going to be setting up a fire base in Greywood. And now you can each spend 1 material to refresh your quirks, meaning you roll a d6 and get back that many quirks, and you remove all level 1 harm and damage on your character sheet.
Yeah, I think we should do that. So everybody needs to do that except... Wait, Hex doesn't, does he? Didn't we talk about
hurt.
Hex is very damaged.
We're all hurt.
I remember
I have a level 2
I thought you didn't use any
harm.
quirks. I guess okay, so I'll just get rid of...
junk shit.
Well, that's different. The junk shit isn't touched by this.
Oh, no.
But yeah, Hex has a lot of damage because he didn't use his quirks.
Yeah, okay. So I took 1 for so everybody can do that. So it's D6 quirks, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. 3's not bad, but it's not enough. You're not missing any quirks, you're fine.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but I like big numbers.
He does like big numbers.
And this is also for removing all level 1 harm and damage. They're one thing.
So I only get to remove 1 of the harm and damage?
The D6 is for the quirks you get back, but Just spending the money, which we already have done, you all remove all level 1 harm and all level 1 damage.
Let's go.
What about level 2 stuff? How do we deal with that?
Yeah.
Recover?
That'll be with downtime actions.
I'm a little melted.
Since this is our first time, we can go over how to heal level 2 damage.
It's okay, Adam. Me too.
I know. We'll be in the hospital together.
Okay. The Sparrows heal back to full as well. The Raptors are going to take more time to heal. Spud is hospitalized and recruitment is ongoing, so they're going to be at less effect and -1 die for you guys, but I've already marked that on the squad sheet. So, Sunlith, you are going to get 2 quirks back if you of Power you, and then Joseph 4, and then you all know how that goes. Okay. XP. So this is going to be your character XP for either you could put it into a skill category or put it into your playbook XP tracker. And you will get 1 XP if you expressed your tragedy, history, or opening. You will gain 1 XP if you struggled because of your beliefs, scars, or your vehicle's quirks. And you will gain 1 to 2 XP if you addressed challenges with methods determined by your playbook. The ace is violence, empath is understanding or poise, infiltrator is stealth or evasion, and bureaucrat is procedure or management.
And this is for this whole guerrilla area mission.
This whole area.
Or session.
I feel like everybody did almost all of those to some degree.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did all the... I don't know if there was any personal growth for Joseph, though, on this one. That's what I was trying to figure out.
What about all the robot racism he had to grapple with? I mean, I guess he took it in his stride pretty effortlessly, but...
I mean, you literally struggled because you couldn't do anything.
Yes.
Okay.
You know?
Hey, I'm with you, all right?
Emotionally struggled. It was like, yeah.
And I think you all did something with your playbooks stuff for XP.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you do 1 or 2 is up to how much you feel like you did it. So I'll leave that up to you. I'm not going to interrogate you over it.
Okay, sick. I think I'm about to hit... I'm at Prowl level 3 now. Yeehaw.
I think I'm going to give myself all 4 points. I feel like I was a really good boy today. Or, I mean...
We're in our groove.
Several days.
You were true to character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was the whole mind melt thing. That was some real personal growth for Geist. It took a lot.
So, my Prowl is now level 3, and my Bombard is level 3. So that's good. I'm a little bit better now. That's good.
Cool. You will be very good at those things.
Yay.
For the squad XP, did you face off against challenges above your tier? I do not think so. This was all pretty below your tier. So you're not going to get XP there. For your squad's reputation of reinforcing it or gaining a new one, I'm not sure. What do you think?
What do we have 2 now, right? 2. Our reputation is daring, and we talked about getting another one. I don't know if we ever actually did.
Yeah, if it's not on the sheet, I don't think you did.
No.
Okay, cool. It was all theoretical. Was this daring? I don't know if any of this was daring.
I don't think
know.
so.
We're kind of just at a base.
Maybe when we fought that one frame on foot, that was pretty daring.
You didn't really know
that was an accident. Yeah.
I mean, does anyone who's brave really know? Like sometimes it's thrust upon you.
I'm pretty sure that's the definition of bravery.
No, you're mistaken.
If we can just we just need 1 XP to level up. I'm sure we can get it from somewhere.
Express the goal as drives, inner conflict, or instinct of the squad. I think yes, and I think it would be 2 XP.
Definitely. Cool. So we have filled our squad XP tracker, and we are back down. We have 1 overflow.
What level are we now, gamers?
Well, we've leveled up, which I think means we have to pick another special ability or 2 squad upgrades.
Yeah, I don't think you really track your level for that type of level up. It's only tier that you track.
Which also did go up, by the way. I think we have to pay. Do we have to pay to go up in tier in this one? I don't remember.
If you're going up an actual tier, you have to pay a very large price. Yes.
Okay. Well, we can theoretically get that high, but I don't know if we can afford to pay that right now because we got to refit.
So. And then you get 1 XP for just successful operation.
Nice.
Nyla said it wasn't in budget. I'm sorry.
It's funny you say that. But so I rolled her entanglement ahead of time just because I'm going to do that now.
No.
But as you take stock of the issued supplies, you realize that something is missing. You are short approximately 3 supply points. So you can take that loss, or you can try to consort with someone in logistics to push them to get to you what you need. On a failure of this roll, you will lose some trust with your faction.
Oh, fuck.
I have 2 consort. Come on.
Well, you're the book boy, Hex. It's your decision.
You know what? Actually, the peacekeepers are coming to arrest us. Who gives a fucking shit?
Exactly. You gotta live for the moment. We need a gun.
Yeah, fuck it. Get it back. Do what you can. They don't trust me? Oh, no, I'm so fucking sad.
What are you gonna do? Arrest me?
Who would this contact be? Would this be Nyla, Colin?
I don't think it would be Nyla. I think it'd be someone... Fuck, I don't know if this is a named character, if I'm being honest with you. Do we know anyone in... like fucking logistics
Glenn's
who drops
dead.
off your supplies?
We knew Glenn.
Yeah.
How about, is there a new Glenn? Do we have an intern?
We do, but he's not in really logistics. He's like a... Fuck, I don't even remember his name. The guy who was helping me
Jenny?
out with my retribution project.
Oh. God, who was that?
Hex is looking through the org chart, and who does he find in that slot?
That guy wasn't logistics, though. He was like data management or something.
I'm gonna be honest, the bureaucratic arm of the Peacekeepers takes up very little space in my brain. Let's say this is Tor Fusel. It's one of my name lists.
All right, Hex has no clue who this is, but he calls him up.
Hey, this is Tor. What's up?
Tor, you mind explaining?
Sorry, who is this? You're not on my caller ID.
Oh right, you don't know me. You don't know me, do you? Well, listen, I'm Hex. You might know me as part of the Dusklights, and well, we just got back from a long operation. I was told there'd be a certain amount of supplies, but they're not here.
Roll me your consort.
Oh baby, come on, Papa needs a new supply.
Got my fingers crossed for you.
That's a failure.
Shouldn't have crossed him.
Oh yeah, sorry. It says right here, all the supplies earmarked for you were delivered. So if you got if you feel like something's missing, you should take that up with like the delivery guy. I'll give you his number.
Sure, just email it. Hex hangs up.
Yeah. And you get a text. By the way, you're not supposed to call this number.
Leaving that on red.
And if you do indeed call the delivery guy, the number says this number's no longer in service.
I got bad news, team.
Okay, I guess you've made an enemy of the logistics guy. You lose 1 trust with
Tor.
Tor Fusel.
Oh my god!
Whoa,
We have a new name to remember.
He seems extremely fragile. If that's all it takes to lose 1 trust with him,
Or petty.
maybe. Let's steal what we were not rightfully given.
Yeah. Do you want to do the briefing now before we go into the actual downtime chugga chugga? We could do the cook the books first if you'd like.
I think we should do all the actions at once. I feel like it's better to keep everything.
Yeah.
So, right, like, I guess, like, when you wake up, there's, like, a message from Nyla, like, sent at 4 a.m. or something that says, different meeting spot today, meet in the hangar. The hangar where you keep your frames, that is.
I don't like this.
No, me neither. Yeah, I'll go. I'll go strapped. I got that piece on me, but I'm going.
Are there any little red orange flowers on the way to the hangar?
Roll me a survey, Loyal, for that little question you asked.
Flowers? Oh god, I don't like that answer. The question you were supposed to say no, of course not.
No, everything's
There's
fine.
no ominous.
Just get in the hangar.
Psychic flowers.
Nyla would never hurt us, right?
No, she likes us. Duh.
You're right. Thank you. I was worried.
I failed my survey.
Yeah, you look around for flowers. I mean, is Loyal like on the lookout for flowers because he's paranoid about this?
Yes, he is.
You look around. You don't see anything on the tarmac, which is a relief to you, and then you kind of turn back to the group, and you see Geist, and there's a little red flower petal in his hair, just stuck there.
Ah!
Is it real? Or just like float up to him and like use my little noodle arms to try to flick it off?
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Is the flower petal still there? Does it come off of him? Do I have it in my hands?
I'm looking at your character sheet. 1 second.
Oh god.
Roll for initiative for me.
See, I didn't tell you the position of this roll before you rolled it, so I would feel bad doing damage to you.
From the petal?
I thought it was
Uh,
to gather information.
You just wanted to pick flowers.
I guess, guys, Loyal's reaching for your head.
At this point, there is enough trust between them that Geist will be weirded out, but he wouldn't like react violently as long as it doesn't look like the exopod is moving fast enough to break his new spine.
You grab the flower petal and it dissolves into blood on your fingertip.
Is there blood in my what little hair I have left?
No. It's on Loyal's finger.
Would Hex see anything, or are they just being weird?
Yeah, I take my hand away and there's like a little bit of blood on it. I'm assuming Geist sees this, but
Geist is
Loyal
like,
tried
whoa,
to hide
what the
it
fuck?
from
Am I
us.
bleeding? Holy shit! Geist touches his head, trying to he's like patting his robot arms on his like partially bald scalp, trying to see it, and then like looking at them to see if he's like dabbing any blood off.
You prick your finger on something on your head.
Me?
Yes.
My finger is made of metal.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, I mean, you have feedback, right?
Yes,
Feedback
yeah.
on your
Oh
head.
yeah.
You feel something prickly, like pricked you, like there was a thorn on your head.
Ah, what the fuck? What is it? Get it off! Get it off! Is it a spider?
I don't know. What is it?
There's nothing there. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
I felt something sharp.
Maybe it was one of your electrical components.
Is it still there? Like if I go back in for a second pat, does my finger get poked again?
No. That'd be weird.
What the fuck?
Weirdo.
Well, why are you touching my head?
I thought I saw a insect of this planet. We should go.
Okay.
Jeez.
Can I see the blood on Loyal's fingers, or is it gone?
Yes. You
I
can.
don't have anything to wipe it on. It's just there.
It's so funny to have to just like constantly reaffirm if basic factual things that have happened are real or
What
not.
type of campaign we're in? I need to go find a towel quickly. Excuse me.
What the fuck? I was like cut myself or something.
You all right? Hex asks.
I guess. I don't know. Do I got something on my head? Like,
If Hex looks at his head, does he see anything, or does he think he's a freak?
No, he looks fine. I think he's tweaking for sure.
he is a freak also. Like, he doesn't look like a normal person. He's got blue skin. He's all fucked up with augmetics.
Only your hair, Geist.
Hex puts his hand on on Guy's shoulder. Are you gonna be good for this meeting?
Yeah, I'm fine. Loyal tried to touch something on my head, man. What? It's not my fault.
I know we were out there in the field for a while. Let's just get through this.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. You arrive at the hangar. In the back corner of the hangar is a cargo container, which is just kind of sitting there. There's some ammo boxes that have been unloaded from it. It looks like I think you've probably seen it before. It's always been in here, just holding miscellaneous stuff. It's usually locked with a padlock, but it has been unlocked, and a lot of the boxes have been emptied out. And it seems Nyla has set up a tiny meeting room in here almost.
Is there anyone around, in the hangar, around this, or is it completely empty?
I think Gopher's here, like working on one of your frames, probably, as they're looking at some damage.
Yeah.
But besides that, not really. It's kind of dead.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool. Let's go in.
Great. Nyla, as always, indicates for you to take a seat. The seats are not the usual, like, cozy conference chair seats. They are kind of just like milk crates, essentially. But she says, take a seat, please. Sorry, nothing more comfortable is available.
Why are we meeting in here, Nyla?
You take our supplies, they took our chairs too.
No, it's, wait, what was this about? Supplies?
Never mind, this, I'll deal, we'll take it offline.
Okay. Close the door when you come in.
I'll close it.
Nyla looks, she looks bad, as though she kind of always has for, I guess, like the last 3 missions. She's not looked good. She looks kind of twitchy now, and says, "We'll get to that. I'd like to start with a debriefing with everyone. Jawbone sent over the details about the operation. Very, very good work, everyone. The garrison has never been stronger, and the guerrillas seem to have retreated for now. And our standing with that community, which we desperately needed to stay strong, has improved. Plans to convert that town into an official firebase are moving forward. And once we get a new infusion of resource from the corporate council, we'll begin to try to extend our reach outside of the city officially. It is unfortunate that we lost so many good men from the Raptors. While Spud recovers, we'll be backfilling the Raptors with reserve troops, as well as a couple of volunteers from the Greywood garrison. Drill Master Jackson Kale, who you might remember from your supplemental infantry training, will be commanding that unit until the captain recovers.
Do we know how Spud is doing currently?
He's stable, but he's missing a lot of skin, and unfortunately, that is not an easy thing to repair, as I'm sure Geist could attest to.
Yeah.
Are the backup reserves just like only a couple steps removed from being civilians at this point?
In the case of the Greywood garrison, a lot of them literally were. The reserve troops are mostly people who, a lot of them are conscripts or people who like signed up after being civilians here. They are trained, but they're not like hardened like the original Raptors were.
Gotcha. Not great.
With that review out of the way, do you have anything you'd like to add about the mission?
I mean, it was good. For the first time since I woke up from my coma, I felt like, we were really, peacekeepers and not killers.
Good. Let me just look over the report one more time.
I got one thing to mention, and I don't know, maybe it's a small thing, maybe it's just me, but I didn't really understand that, clusterism ain't a monolith. You know what I mean? It's not one thing. The idea that there could be clusterists who are part of the whole fucking mind meld thing, but not part of the militant child soldier arm, it never really occurred to me. This was a little eye-opening in that regard.
Sure, but it's best not to dwell on that.
All right.
I'm sure you are well aware those announced arrests are coming up quickly. Like I've said before, we don't know for sure who will be arrested, except almost certainly Hex and Crow from the Moon Devils, and you are each looking at least 10 years of compulsory rehabilitation, at least. I don't know about the rest of you. Joseph, you would probably not be arrested, but you would probably be remanded back to the state if they decided to pursue something against you.
I can see that happening.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I can't afford to lose any more pilots. I won't force you to act against the Soul Union, of course, but should you choose to do something, we should discuss that together, at least. And she kind of gestures at the new meeting room.
Do you have any ideas in that regard?
Well, I don't want to lead you to doing something you may regret.
Of course not.
Do you four have any inkling of what you might want to do?
Are you really working with us?
Yes, that's the truth.
Yeah, she has been this whole time. What do we want to do to avoid arrest? And stop this war?
Look, if we seriously go, we really turn things out, we try to prevent Hex and Crow both from being arrested, what is that going to look like? We can't fight the entire fucking Soul Union. We can't operate without any support. I don't see this going well. I don't see this ending well. We don't have any fucking options.
Well, logistically speaking, the Soul Union does not give us any supplies actively anymore. It is almost all our reserves and things we are working out with the corporate council, which so far has been a strong relationship. If we did something about the military police when they arrived, that would certainly prompt a response from the Soul Union. However, it would be slow. Everything moves slow in the Soul Union. They have much too much to keep track of. Even the group they're sending to arrest whoever they're going to arrest will likely be a small group. Chances are they won't even have any reserve forces with them. I wouldn't even expect a full complement of frames.
Out of character question, it's more like a universe question.
Mm-hmm.
How, I guess, under the Soul Union's thumb is the corporate council?
Not at all, is my understanding.
Is there a world where Hex can defect?
That is a very interesting question, which is hard to answer. I guess the corporate council themselves, in universe, on this planet, is not a larger organization that exists outside of this planet. It is a conglomeration of a bunch of companies which are all represented by this group. It's a corporate union that exists only for this planet.
Like an industry trade group. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like, could PepsiCo, could you defect from the United States to PepsiCo? Technically you could if they funded your defection. If they went through the steps to allow you to escape from the law. Absolutely. That's something they could do.
Okay, that's where Hex's head is.
Regarding your question, Loyal, which is how powerful the corporate council is, on the planet of the factions, they're the most financially stable faction there is, and the most influential.
Yeah, can they withhold trade or some type of financial thing against the Soul Union to dissuade them from doing actions here?
They could do that. They could
that would be
try.
A big
they
deal.
could. Yeah, it would probably. This would be like a really small, if Puerto Rico, for instance, something smaller than a city in Puerto Rico decided to withhold taxes from the United States. At first it'd be like, are you serious? And then it would be like, this is so fucking stupid. You have no chance. So the corporate council would, unless you had a very good reason why they should do that, it would be a huge risk for them.
Yeah, they don't have anything extremely valuable on this planet to bargain with.
Yeah.
No, they're capitalists.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ugh.
So what then? The plan is that we fucking waste the arresting force and then hope that we can close the conflict off before they send even more frames to come squash us.
That is an option. not a good one. It would be very bad for everyone involved, and I have some moral qualms about killing soldiers. And loyal, it's not a lie, but there's something to the way she says that it kind of like catches a little bit with her. And it's not exactly clear what that is. But Joseph, you might know what it is.
She wants to. Maybe not these.
Anyways, she continues and says, we could... Obviously, going to jail is an option. Compulsory rehabilitation isn't the worst in the world. It's honestly pretty cushy from what I've heard, especially for ranking officers. But we can't afford to let you go from this conflict when there's so much at stake. We could try to say you all left of your own accord and hide you somewhere. Maybe reorganize you internally as some sort of Black Ops group where I can run you remotely, presuming I don't get arrested too. Or another option. It's a bad situation, and I'm more than open to ideas.
What if this arresting force gets dropped into some live clusters conflict and we have to save them, thus proving why they shouldn't arrest us and why we should stay here?
Do you have
an idea
on how to orchestrate that?
In their attempts to arrest us, we lure them somewhere where they will be put in danger and will see the gravity of what is at stake. And maybe we can convince them against their orders.
Better than my idea.
But we don't know for certain, do we? They could turn their backs on us.
And they could die.
True.
Yeah, except
And if you are in a battle with the clusters as well, you might be at risk too.
I don't know about that one.
Yes, that could be a possibility. You would need to assure that you are the one saving them. They will be armed. They're not going to be hopeless, the military police. They are well acquainted with combat most of the time. And you also run the risk of, if you fail to convince them after saving them, then all of that damage you may sustain, or the damage they've sustained, may just embolden them.
And come up with another option that does not entail disabling them in some other way directly. I'm all ears.
I was just gonna say, I think that going, fully Black Ops off the grid is the only choice that makes any sense.
I'm inclined to agree.
Joseph, he raises his hand.
Yes, Joseph?
When they get me, they're not going to put me in jail, are they?
To be honest, Joseph, you probably have the least risk here. Once they get their hands on you, they will, presumably once they get on planet, they're going to grab Whitecliff and have her disable you.
Yes. Whoever Joseph is leaves that moment, I assume. It would be my death, in a way.
Oh, unlikely. You have too much operational knowledge to wipe you out like that. Whitecliff would probably disable you, take you back to the SUEPD, and then they would leave you there for whatever she wants to do with you. Which, who knows? She's not chatty with me.
Would my memories be at risk?
No. Well, I don't know. I'm not the expert, but from what I know of Whitecliff, which admittedly is not much, she believes you to be a valuable resource. Wiping all your operational knowledge would essentially, based on what I know about your whole emergence, it might just render you not functional at all. And you are a valuable resource to us.
Interesting. He puts his hand down.
Do you think you not being able to lead us, if we were to go the Black Ops route, is a going concern?
I could send you instructions. I don't know Really, I don't know. There is a chance I will be arrested too. I don't believe I have any real connection to what happened in Clearwater if people look at the evidence, but people don't always look at the evidence. So there was a chance that if you did go dark, you would be out there, and then there would be no one back here to work with, except maybe Gopher and Worthy. But to be honest, I don't know how Gopher or Worthy feels about any of this.
I mean, in terms of the Dusklights, I'm not quite sure if most of us are compromised, so to speak. So, as much as I hate to suggest it, do you think we could get to a mutually agreeable arrangement with Bluth?
Elaborate.
We look a little strapped. He kind of kicks the milk carton here. I'm saying, what if I went on loan?
And we use that funding to help facilitate this undercover operation?
That's up to you. I only cook the books. I don't manage them.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that.
You know what's going on.
Your shirts have been very nice lately.
She certainly knows now.
He's going to be arrested for one thing. What's another?
If we did go undercover, if we did send you away somewhere, set up a secret fire base, and continue to have you do operations, we would need a good amount of money. The supplies to set up a new base, to presumably we would have to redesign all of your frames to at least give you some amount of deniability.
You think Bluth can't afford us?
Oh, he could.
Would he?
But the real question is, what would we have to do for Bluth to get that money?
What would me? I feel like this is more of a me thing.
You're a valuable asset, Hex, but if his history is anything, he wants a full military team and a capable one to do his dirty work. Not just one.
Fair enough.
But yeah, those are the options we have so far. You could try to do the hero act, which has problems. We could do the safe house act. That has problems. Killing them obviously has problems. Even arresting them, while being a very moral option, is dangerous. And we can't rely on the support of really... We don't know who we can trust within the Peacekeepers here, as is. Who knows what the other squads will think.
I think we could count on the Shovel Scum. Maybe Cola's lot. I don't know. Maybe not if they're facing down prison. Who fucking knows? Just to be clear, if we go the fully untraceable off the grid route, is there any way we don't all go to prison for a very long time, assuming we somehow manage to pull this off?
We could stage your deaths.
I think prison is the least of our concerns after avoiding it.
If we had a lot of money, like I'm talking full support from the corporate council, not just Bluth bending their ear. We could set you up all with new frames, put some basic combat AIs in your old frames, just send them at the nearest cluster's stronghold, make sure someone's there getting footage of you all in a suicide charge, frame it as they would rather die killing the people they hate so much than be arrested.
Well, that's another problem entirely, isn't it? I gotta find some way to keep being in contact with Ziggurat.
Oh, I'm sure Ziggurat will be fine. She's got deep ties to the council. Hex, I have a feeling you have a good manifesto in you. Or you guys. Or really any of you. You all have a manifesto look to you.
Well, if we were going to go dark, what would be our next steps?
I know you're not going to like this, but talk to Bluth.
You're right. I don't fucking like it.
Hex, you could do that. There's no real reason to involve anyone else, although you may want to bring Loyal if you can.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I don't trust Bluth, but I know what he likes.
Always happy to be of assistance with Mr. Bluth.
We'll put something together. Just anything else you would like to discuss, any of you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just go about your business, repair your frames. You'll need them. And just stay in touch, all of you. And if you see, just keep your eyes peeled. The military police sometimes don't make a big entrance. Sometimes they like to sneak in.
All right. We'll watch for them.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Dismissed. And I will... Hex, I'll put something together with Bluth, and I'll let you know.
Hex gives her a nod.
I turn on my military police sensor and float away.
Oh my god. Geist is a cop.
What the hell?
No.
You're a cop. You gotta tell us if you're a cop.
Legally, you have to tell us.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Secret base. Let's dig a hole.
Presuming you can get the cash.
Yeah. You don't need cash to dig a hole. All you need is a digger.
Exactly.
And
2
who
hands.
is going to buy shovels?
I have a drill.
Actually, sorry, your drill's broken?
I fixed it.
I see.
Wait, what?
Oh, right. We don't have the supply points. Fuck.
Fucking money.
Mind
No.
powers.
I'm calling my dad on the
Mortgages.
phone.
Okay.
Can you frame Dad?
It keeps
I'm in
crossing my
jail.
Dad, come pick me up. I'm in peacekeeper jail.
Okay. Great. We are going to actually do our downtime actions now. We'll start that with Hex. You want to cook the books?
Fuck yeah.
Please cook the books.
Is this just another D6?
Don't you remake the original roll?
Yeah, I'm reading it. I'm just making sure. All right, 3D6.
Yeah, you take some stress and then, yeah.
Bet.
another D6.
That's a 5.
Not bad.
Not
Oh.
too bad.
Money.
So that puts you at, I think, 8 total supply plus the
Didn't we
material.
lose 3?
Yeah, you had 6 minus 3 plus 5, which is 8, right?
But then we spent a bunch on our.
Oh, yeah, you spelled 4.
We had 3 like loose supply points left when you said that we lost 3, so I just took them away. So now we have 1 personnel and 5 nebulous supply.
Nebulous supply, my favorite.
So
Okay,
easily forgotten.
cool. Well, you can always try to get some money with downtime actions, but
Oh god, it's gonna come to that, isn't it?
it could. It certainly could. Okay. So, who wants to take the first action?
So here's the thing. I need to repair my shit quite desperately. And I need to burn off stress, and I need to work on my project. I know what I'm going to do, though, so maybe do we still have 3 downtime actions? Or are we down to 2? Okay, cool. First thing I'm going to do is repair my frame. What's our total for that? Is it 2 dice for Gopher?
3.
3. It's growing up so fast. Okay, so I'm going to use 1 action to repair my frame. And that is
4.
a partial, which I think is 2 ticks on the clock.
Yes. I do believe
Cool.
so.
And I'm going to use my second action to do that again. Did I get the exact same result? Oh, no, I did. Okay. So that fills it up, and my level 2 harms become level 1 damages. So pierced, I'm going to say, becomes dented, and damage control becomes sluggish controls.
Great. Yeah, Gopher fixes it up. He is extremely curious about what did all this damage to you. So, this is so weird. This reminds me like exactly of that axe I put together for my
Shut
frame.
up, kid.
Yeah, it's wild.
A wild imagination, Gopher.
Gopher, a lot of these frame weapons are pretty standard.
Doesn't take a genius to use them, you know?
It would be 2 more actions to repair. I'm gonna spend 1 supply point to unjunk my melee weapons or 2 because I really have no choice but to do that. I really need that. And then I think for my final, I need to burn. I have 2 more things that I need to do. Does anybody object to me spending a second one of our supply points? We only have 5, and I would be taking 2 of them.
I need to heal myself and my frame. Those are the 2 things I have to
Hex
do.
wants to work on his long-term project.
I probably
I
also
don't
should
need
relieve
my
Brett.
drill back. I can get by with my gun, I think.
Who
I
wants
also
to?
have level 2 damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean everybody's going to need to use probably 2 of their actions to heal. Maybe I'll hold off working on my long-term project for now, but I will. I need to burn off. I need to relieve stress, and I think I want to do it with Loyal because I want to ask him some pointed questions.
Yeah, let's do a group. Or does burning off stress with another person give them less stress too?
You have to
No.
also take the action to get your own stress relief.
Okay. Because I will need to do that too.
I mean, if you're going to do it anyways, then we can do it together.
Yeah, let's do that. Alright, let's go party.
Yeah.
Where are you partying?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
A dolphin and a cyborg walk into a bar.
We do always go to the bar. But maybe there's some other place that's more friendly to dolphins and cyborgs.
The weirdos?
than this.
What does
What a
Loyal
place
do
that
for fun besides go swimming? Because Geist doesn't do
I don't-
anything for fun.
I don't
Geist
even
doesn't have
think
fun.
he does that anymore ever since the incident.
The incident.
The multiple water incidents that have occurred to us. I think he just sits in his shitty little apartment.
Wow, they have so much in common.
I know. They should just go sit someplace moderately pretty. Like, if
Yeah.
guy switches out and
Out on the rooftop.
want to go on the town.
Let's
someone's
go
just like,
camping.
let's just look at something beautiful for a bit. I don't want to be around other beings.
Sure, that sounds fun. That sounds like a good way to blow off stress.
Awesome. Let's see those rolls. I believe you rolled your connection with each other. As how many dice do you roll?
I think that's 2 for me, right?
Yeah, 2 for me too. I feel like we should have more.
And
Oh,
then
should stare at the
good
shrimp.
news is that you both check another box after this.
Oh,
Best of friends.
goody.
Cool.
Oh, goody.
What? Wait, that's the wrong.
That was
one.
1d2. That was the wrong kind of die,
I
luckily.
was like, I want to roll something else.
So you roll 2 dice and you relieve the
2d6.
amount of stress indicated by the highest one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Wow.
that was boxcars.
Okay.
And I got 4. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Great. Now you both can go up to level 3 connection with each other.
Yippee!
What do you talk about? Let's see the scene.
Yeah, where do we go? What is the nearest non-war-torn beautiful vista for us to go to?
Look over the city.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe we go on the roof of a. I think the roof of a building idea is
Yeah, that
not.
sounds nice.
Geist is sitting. He's kicking back on I imagine we have those shitty, the deck chairs that are a metal frame with the plasticky nylon straps, a whole bunch of them going in between the two. And he's kicking back and he's like, that was pretty crazy, right? I don't know anything about that psychic crap, but was that normal? Was that? I don't really remember a lot of it. It's fuzzy.
You see, a couple bubbles of laughter come out of Loyal's blowhole, and he just looks at you and says, "You were surprisingly adept at your first psychic encounter, given the scale of it. That was not usual, even by my standards. You should be a sniveling mess somewhere in a psych ward, but here you stand, or in your case, lounge."
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, that, I don't understand. None of this makes any sense to me. I mean, why is everything the way it is? Why are some of them, maniacs who will send 12-year-old girls out in military hardware to try and kill people, and some of them just want to build crafts in a forest, you know what I mean? If they can all connect in that way.
I believe that is the question that all life asks itself when it is able to do so, and is why we are in this very predicament we find ourselves. You're asking the right questions. There are many answers.
Yeah, I guess. Can I ask you something?
Anything.
Do you have something for me? Something you want to give me? I mean...
Suddenly just feels a jolt of anxiety at this. It's like, no, he wasn't supposed to know. Yeah, he quickly thinks back to the flower petal, the asking Geist if he's experienced anything strange lately, and he just looks him in the eye and says, no.
Geist? That's a lie.
I'm not going to pretend like I got, the most finely tuned people senses, but I think you just lied to me.
Oh. Man, how does Sunlith react to this? He's not used to the tables being turned on him.
Yo, this sucks. Is this what they've been feeling?
You're a bad liar.
I think he's just gonna attempt to gaslight Geist here and be like, it's common for the mind to get confused. After such a psychic communion, you may often feel thoughts that are paranoid. I would not give them much stock.
Look, you can, I feel like after all this, everything we've been through, you could be honest with me, right? Like, you could tell me shit, maybe.
Can I roll a sway on my companion?
Yeah, I mean, but he can resist if he
PvP.
wants.
I know. Okay, let's do this.
I guess, what is the risk of this?
That's true.
Well, there are a lot of fun clocks I can tick, so... Yeah, sure. Are you open to being swayed?
Yeah, sure. I'll let it happen. I'll accept the result of the dice as they fall.
Yeah, Sunliv would just put his robot arm on Geist's robot arm, trying to instill a companionship between them, like neither of us are fully human. We're
Robot to
different from other
robot.
things. I'm connecting with you and would say, of course, I would never do anything that was not to protect you or our companions or our cause. And then I roll my sway.
Your position is desperate standard.
Ah! Well, there. Christ.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
four.
that's-
3 4s.
3
Okay.
4s.
Nice.
A chin scratcher.
Okay. Well, I guess in this case, Geist, you are convinced of this. It is a success. You believe, I guess what you're trying to say is that you would never do anything that wasn't in Geist's best
Their best
interest.
Yeah.
And implying that you are telling the truth, winky wink.
Yeah.
And you feel like the words slither out of your mouth and like something's in there with them. Something that you transferred, whether you liked it or not. And there's just more of it in Geist now.
It crawled right in my ear, baby.
Is it perhaps red and spiky?
Who can say?
Like a crown. Okay.
Okay. I'll call that a scene.
I'd like to heal, if possible. I'm hurt.
What do you want to heal? Your harm or your frame?
I do my harm. That's my dude, right?
That's your dude.
My guy, my body.
Who heals you again? Is it
It's
Cola?
Oh,
Is it
oh, wait.
Gopher?
Cola.
Is it Grace?
I thought it was Grace. I don't know.
I think it might be Grace. I think that is what we said.
Because I don't remember ever like hanging out with Cola and having him like fix me.
I wish I could hang out with Cola.
We all do.
You can go whenever you want. He don't got legs no more. Anyways, why don't you choose? It can be whoever you want. Since realistically, Gopher could do it. Grace is probably trained to do it too.
Sure. Let's do Grace. We haven't talked to Grace in a while.
Sure. You go into the clinic, and the doctor is here, Dr. Grace. I don't really remember her exact voice because it's been a bit, but I think it's just like a nice voice. She says, Joseph, you look a little dinged up.
Yes, my legs have problems. I'm hoping you can fix.
A lot of that going around lately. Take a seat.
Of course. I'm taking a seat.
Okay. I will roll her. I think she does 2d6. So I will roll. You should roll it. Roll 2d6 for me.
Okay. /R2d6. Bam.
Ooh, you only get one
tough.
tick in your healing clock.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. You can
Could I try again?
You probably should.
What do I have to spend for that?
Well, you have another downtime action. I think you have 2 more downtime actions, right?
Okay, that's what I was going to do. Okay. Is that just another 2d6?
Mm-hmm.
2d6.
There you go, 6. So you get 3 ticks, which means that you are going to lower busted legs to level 1 harm, which will just be like strained legs.
Is there a way I could try and fix that?
You could fill up a clock again.
Of healing?
Mm-hmm. So you'd have to do that whole process over again to get it.
Fucking Christ. My plan for downtime was to completely at least heal myself. That was like my number 1 objective. But then it leaves my ship kind of broken. And also I'm about to trauma out.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough situation.
Yeah, I guess I have, 1 more action now?
Yes, you have your 3rd action, and then we will get into the having to spend stuff territory.
Okay, well, how about you come back to me? We could do Brian.
Brian.
Hello.
Hex.
It's me, Hex. Hex wants to work on his personal project.
Thank you. Okay.
Hey, we've been a little busy, all right?
I know. Don't worry. Okay, how do you want to do that?
Well, I don't see many more avenues outside of Hex studying the leads he got from Glint and just further doing it on his own. So it might look like him doing that.
Sure. Did you have Jenny working on it before? Or did I imagine that? Or is that something else?
I don't think so. Jenny being the reporter, right?
Jenny is your weird intern friend. Who we came up with for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like you wouldn't expose Jenny to information.
No, not after Glint. Not after Glint.
Yeah.
So with his freak of a dog on his lap, he is parsing through countless PDFs and whatever online resources he can find to track down just what the fuck this is.
Okay. What do you want to roll for that? It's a skill.
Describe how you advance. Make a fortune roll with the appropriate action. Okay.
If you want, you could frame it as you talking to people in a vague sense, like, oh, you ever heard about, where this address is or whatever? You could do consort.
He's at a dead end, kind of just researching the available info, so he has to go data gathering himself to figure out if which of these shells, companies or entities that he's looking at are real and which ones aren't. So let's frame it as him going around and playing detective for a bit.
Great.
Okay.
Roll it. I could, should you decide, I could give you a devil's bargain.
Okay, can you explain, Mr. Devil, can you please fully explain what is at risk here for that?
I can. I have to do it. What is at risk? I don't have something immediately in mind, but I'll come up with something that is
You're good at that.
What does Hex want? What is at risk for Hex? Yeah, here's my bargain for you, Hex. I will give you plus 1d and plus 1 greater effect to this roll, but you will attract the attention of someone powerful. Maybe not like outwardly murderous, but powerful.
That sounds fun. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So you'll get an extra die, and you'll get an extra. You'll go up 1 effect level for whatever you roll.
I hope it's
Alright.
the Man in Black.
I'm setting this to great as effect then.
That's
Yes.
a success,
Okay.
baby!
So instead of 3 ticks, you will get a crit, which I think is 4 or 5.
Oh shit.
I think it might be 5. I think it's supposed to be I think it's supposed to be greater than the sum of its parts.
Hear that?
You know what
He's
I
a
mean?
real detective.
Yeah, you actually are. You're 1 away from finishing this project. Now there's a big jump.
Hell yes.
Oh fuck yeah.
Thank God for that, honestly. Okay, yeah, you do a lot of investigating, and you find there is a pattern that you have uncovered. Like which of these is junk and which of these is legitimate. And it comes down to what the weight of these shipments. The ones that are legitimate are like every time are a lot heavier, and they're carried by a particular like a subcontractor of truck drivers. And those are the ones that always seem to go somewhere. They're never like a dead end or just like, this is obviously junk, this is a shell corporation. These ones seem legit. They seem traceable. And so all that's really left to do now is just sort through those. And then you will find out where this warehouse that you've been trying to track down is.
Hell yeah.
Great. What do you want to do next, Hex?
Could do more. Let's see.
And you want to heal? You have a lot of damage.
Yeah. I was about to ask, like, do we have enough resources to kill that melted I have on my frame?
You have 1 downtime action left. So if you roll well, yes.
Hey, you know what? I believe in it. What do I gotta roll, Sarge?
You are going to roll Gopher's engineering stat, which is 3d6.
Ooh,
Gopher?
Gopher.
You never let me down before, ever.
5. So you get 2 ticks.
Cool. Would you like to spend a supply?
You can spend a supply to roll another die to try to finish that off.
I may be the bureaucrat, but why Zach? Can I do that without fucking the rest of us over?
Yes, we have 4 right now. Did Joseph use 1 personnel to do his thing?
No, I
No.
just used my
Okay.
other action.
So we have 1 personnel and we have 4 supply. I really would like one of those 4 supply. I don't know if anybody else really desperately needs them, but theoretically right now everybody can take one of those 4 points and it'll all be good. So you can absolutely take one of those points.
Hell yeah. So 1 more dice?
2 more die. I mean, 3 more die. You roll
Yeah, 3 more die. You re-roll the check, yeah.
Oh, baby, a triple.
That's...
Another 2.
Oh, yeah! That's
That
good.
goes down to a level 1.
I
Yeah,
totally forgot to check if we had anything left over from
How
last
about
time.
Singed, Colin? But is that like the level 1 version of Melted?
I think that's good.
We have an extra
Oh.
personnel. We have 2 personnel and 3 supply now.
I like Scorched, actually.
Loyal. Downtime
Hi.
actions.
Yeah, so I want to heal my level 2 damage. I also want to line up to visit Gopher on this fine downtime evening.
Okay. You want to roll the roll of another 3d6?
Yes, Gopher roll.
Go for roll 6. So you get 3 ticks. You can just spend. Actually, no, you shouldn't spend anything. That goes down to that 3 for the repair, and you can do it again with your third action if you would like.
Yep, that is my desire.
All right, roll that again. 5. Okay, so you are at low. Let's call it something about an arm. Think it up, and then you'll have 1 tick that overflows for whenever if you want to repair it later.
Ouch, my arm.
Ouch.
Calling it like it's sticky. It has a catch to it.
Sticky.
I wrote arm
Uh-oh.
sticky. I don't know.
You've been eating too much honey.
Oh no.
I got my sticky arm. I'm gonna throw it at the ceiling and get stuck
Oh,
up there.
Gross.
Ew.
I don't want to hear that. Okay, so that is everyone's legitimate actions, I think, except for Joseph. You have one left,
Yeah, I have
right?
one left. Yeah. I'm still thinking on that, though. Unless there's no one else to go.
I think there's no one else that can go for free.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend one of them 2 personnel points. I added them to the tracker just so that we can keep everything. But we have 2 personnel and 3 supply, and I think I'm going to use 1 personnel.
Do you want a
Could I-
recommendation, Joseph?
Sure. What would you do in my situation?
In your situation, I would do stress. Unless you want to get a trauma, which is cool, because, I mean, traumas are cool. But
always cool.
that's
You
kind
have
of a
no
personal choice.
traumas?
No, I don't.
This
What the hell?
motherfucker. I got 3.
You remember how I played Ozark? I'm safe. All right.
I'm
Safe
cold
boy.
haunted and reckless now.
I was thinking about that, but I that's the things. There was like 4 options for me. There was like long-term project, which I feel is like LOL impossible. So that's the next time thing. Then there's stress, which I was eyeing because I'm about to trauma out, but my prowl's now at 3 and my bombard's at 3. And those are like my best. Those are like my most used skills. So for those, I wouldn't need to like push myself on those moments. I don't think. And then my good old ship is a -1, is a level 2 damage. -1, or what was that? -1d. So I have like a 1 less die when I'm rolling it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like Joseph is like the least powerful in his frame, so I wasn't too worried about that. The thing, honestly, I was most worried about was my harm. I'm like, I don't want him to be hurting.
One thing to remember is that stress is also used to resist damage. So if you don't have any left, I can do any damage to you, and your only option is to trauma out to get rid of it. Otherwise, I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have stress available to take his power away.
Yeah.
Get called
Otherwise,
into
you're my
bridges.
plaything.
My God, robots truly have no autonomy. It sucks. You know what? I think, yeah. I'll do the stressing. I'll remove some stress.
And you're gonna hang
Oh, I
out with
hate
one of your
stress.
friends.
Yeah, you gotta pick somebody to party with.
Yeah, well, you know who I'm picking. I'm picking my boy Hex, the craziest man I know.
Hello, it's me. I just
Hello.
got
Hey.
back from being a detective.
Where are you going?
And my
What are you
I'm
I'm
doing?
going to
sure
the bar. If you'd like to come with me.
all right, I'm not that stressed, but you know, I should celebrate.
That's true. You should. Let us drink.
What do we talk about, Mr. Robot?
Joseph isn't saying anything. He's just drinking. Which is not doing anything to him. And he's just purposely making himself stupider. And he's just
Joseph.
staring forward.
You all right?
No, I don't think any of us are all right. Seems we're in big danger. He taps his glass. Big danger.
I mean, when aren't we?
That's true, but you might get arrested if things don't go right, and that's bad. And the things Nyla said, I don't know. I don't trust her. I feel like they would turn me off if they could. Feel like
You should definitely be concerned about that.
Yes, that's what I was
I'm
thinking.
only telling you this as your friend, but
It's good. No, I believe the same thing.
reform for me will be like daycare. I don't know what
True.
turning. Do you ever get turned off? What's it like?
Joseph just he looks up to the ceiling. I used to. I don't remember. He takes a swig.
Sounds like there's worse fates than that.
This fucking sucks. He starts drinking.
Right there with you.
That's the
All
scene.
right. Let's roll it.
We're familiar.
Exactly.
You're gonna roll the amount of little yellow checks you have in it for your connection with Hex.
Which is 2. So it's 2d6
Mm-hmm.
/R2d6.
Oh,
5.
5.
Not too shabby at all.
5
and
bye
then-
bye.
And then you check another tick with Hex. You have a
3, 4,
level 3
5.
bond.
Oh, Hex, my good friend.
How
I
many
used
more
your
bonds
line
though?
on you.
we can die for each other.
Exactly.
Uh,
Oh, that's my actions.
Okay. Does anyone want to spend some cash money to do additional things?
I do, yeah. I'm wondering, and perhaps this is too meta of a question. I want to pursue my my next step in my retribution thing is to try and find out why it is that he hates me so personally. And I feel like I had a good lead for that, but I think I closed off my last long-term project. Like, I think that was handled. So I need to start a new one, and I'm wondering if there's any way that I can, like... Because, like, last time when I was talking to that guy, we were going through my service record, and we had, like, narrowed down... Well, like, Guy's previous service record, when he was under call sign Jester, we had narrowed it down to, like, certain conflicts that he had been in that might have likely caused some sort of collateral damage. And I want to, like, start, like, parsing through that information, but I want to know if there's, like... Is there any way that I can, like, work with somebody else who's better at doing that sort of stuff than me? Or do I just need to either push myself or take a devil's bargain to get 2 dice instead of 1? On, like, a consort, for example.
I don't see any reason why you couldn't Shanghai someone else into it. Because, I mean, you're spending the resource, and we could always frame it like, technically, Hex spent the supply, and you're just kind of there to tell him what you need.
Yeah, Hex would definitely be my guy for this, because he's like he's the big brain, he's the egghead. He's our smart guy. Would Hex help me with, what would that even be? Like, would that be like a study? Does anybody even have any ticks in study?
Not me.
Hex isn't that smart. He's good at consorting. He has 1 tick in study? Holy shit.
I'm gonna scan these files with my mech in order to use my better skills. But even then, that's still only 1 die. I can get there myself with...
You know, I think Jenny was shanghaied last time before your clock. That's why we have Jenny here.
Yes. That sounds correct.
Well,
Can I just get Jenny to help me out?
I could see an argument for consort being used to pressure interns into doing work that technically you should be doing. That's very true to life.
Sure. Can I still get Hex to do it for me?
If Hex is willing.
Just like real life.
Hex, I need a hand. I'm trying to find out some information from these old service records, but I mean, I don't have time to go through this shit. Would you, like, find somebody to do it?
I know just the person. Intern friend.
Hell yeah.
I guess, yeah. Give me a consort. See how convincing you are.
Jenny gets a call at 4 a.m.
Jenny, I have a great learning opportunity for you.
Let me see those box cars, baby. Come on. That's a... Wait.
That's a study. You're supposed to roll a consort. So roll 1 more die?
I was in egghead mode. All right.
Gotta hit consort.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's a partial. So that's 2, right?
2 ticks.
Is this a 6-tier clock for this next one?
Let's see. What is what's your drive clock at?
I have 1 full drive clock and 1 empty drive clock.
Since this is just you're trying to find out who this might be, which isn't necessarily going to give you anything that will instantly be able to kill him. Let's just call it a 4.
Sure. So that's 2 ticks?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I might revisit that if we have points left over, but otherwise I'm going to take a back seat and let everybody else spend some of this money, but I will remove that personnel from the pool.
Yeah, Jenny narrows it down to like a couple of earlier deployment conflicts that you were in the River Valley, in like some smaller towns where there was a lot of incidental damage. It's kind of hard to pin down whose fault it was, but you are the aggressor in the conflict, so you can see why someone might blame you.
Mm-hmm.
For flavor, Hex is going to introduce her to Bluth.
But Jenny's a guy.
Jenny's a dude.
Jenny's name is Generator E.
Yeah.
Really?
We call him. Just call him Jenny.
Well,
TIL.
Still, there you go.
One's for the fans.
That's your reward, Jenny. Go talk to Bluth.
What, your reward for the intern is to go talk to Bluth?
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's true to life.
Just
Why
like,
the fuck would Bluth want to talk to this guy? I guess he probably wouldn't.
It's
Is
the
it like
opposite. It's an introduction.
oh, I see. It's
Mhm.
like I'm.
He's networking.
It's networking
Yes, exactly.
opportunities. Very
Okay.
valuable.
Well, hey,
Come on,
depending
Jenny.
on,
Get on this.
depending on how your meeting goes with Bluth, that could be very profitable for Jenny.
Exactly.
Okay.
Great learning opportunity.
Does anyone else want to spend some resources to clear up a couple of things?
We got one person. I assumed I could spend personnel for that. Is that correct for long-term projects?
God, if I knew.
It's a personnel-based one. It's not
It's
like
split.
it doesn't involve heavy machinery and
Yes,
shit.
it is long-term project.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. So we have
It's not
one
a busted
personnel and
drill.
3 generic supply left. So we're actually doing pretty good right now.
If I can fix my drill with a supply or personnel, I would like
You
to.
can.
You can. We
I
just
didn't.
check it. Well, actually, you don't even need to. So you just remove it from the list, and you have like free load, and then on the next operation, you can tick it for your drill or anything else you want.
Beautiful. Thanks, Wyzak.
I didn't do anything, but you're so very welcome. I
Thanks,
edited a
Wyzak.
Discord post. 1 personnel, 2 supply. What do you guys got?
I wanted to keep healing myself, but does anyone have anything more important? That's not too important.
It's worth noting that on average, it will take 2 downtime, unless you get super lucky, which can happen. It'll take 2 downtime actions to fill up that clock to heal yourself, which is fine, but it just means that you'll need two of those supply points instead of 1. Which I mean, we might as well use them anyway, so I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, but who else has more pressing matters?
Can Hex finish this project?
You absolutely could if you. I mean, yes, you could. As long, it's basically guaranteed at this point. With that,
Go for it,
I mean,
Brian. Go for it.
Let's find this warehouse.
Is this
Yeah.
the mysterious dossier one? Fuck yeah, go for it.
All right.
I'll take that personnel out of there.
Hex is going to go see if the warehouse is real, since I think that's the last step.
You physically go there.
You see, that's what I'm concerned about.
You will. I
like-
mean, you don't know where it is yet. So like that's
Okay.
the final thing is finding it.
Okay, Hex is gonna go look for it.
Okay.
I guess in this case, it looks like. Is it reasonable to like drive around and look for it, or?
So from what you see in here, is that it is not in the city.
Okay.
These are like long haul truck things. A lot of them come out of the city, but they do not end here. It could be something where you go to like an actual truck depot in the city, like, hey, where did this driver go on this day?
Yeah, Hex is gonna do the old pretend to be some random bureaucrat, which I guess he is, but a different bureaucrat.
What a
And-
deception!
And he's gonna ask, "Hey, I'm looking for a driver with this package. We haven't received it."
Yeah, so you see some guy, some tired truck logistics officer. Could be you in a dark timeline. He's like, let me fucking whatever red tape bullshit. Let me go pick up the files. So he's like goes in a really old computer that he has to hit to make work. He's like, piece of shit. Okay, just give me like 10 minutes. It has to boot up.
Nope. No worries, I get it. They never want to give you good equipment.
And eventually he like pulls out a little manifest and gives it to you. And flipping through it, it's a lot of information you already have, but what it does give you is that it is essentially the missing link between all these things. It's like you didn't know when this package got transferred to like determine what the actual final destination was, and now you know, which it is a warehouse like way at the edge of the river basin, almost in the river valley near the silt basin. I think that's what it's called, which is the kind of swampier area where the river valley kind of pours out. And I need to think about exactly what I'm going to tell you now, because this is actually very important.
Okay, Sarge.
Geist is a cop. Get him.
The one thing I can tell you for sure right now is that I know is safe to say is, also, where are you working? Like when you like go back to your office and your desk or whatever, where is that desk?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I imagine Hex has been working from wherever his room is at the Peacekeeper base, but let's just
You guys
say-
don't live
yeah.
in the base.
Okay, then if that's
Just
the
I
case,
live in the city. Yeah.
he probably has like a cubicle adjacent to the hangar.
Okay.
The one thing I can tell you with confidence is that Agent 47 is about to beat you to death with a fire extinguisher. Well, I probably should have stopped investigating months ago.
that was unrelated to this. But one thing I can tell you for certain right now is that a lot of these places they're going to this warehouse 27D, but the mass of things being delivered it's not going anywhere. There's no record, like, in any of these logistics files of anything coming out of this warehouse ever. Things only arrive, which would, like, over this very long time period would require a monumental amount of space, or things are being moved in a way that is just not being kept track of at all once it hits this warehouse. The other thing I guess I would tell you is that there is a lot of junk in these shipments, but there is one thing in common with all of them, which is that they're importing a large amount of tungsten.
Love tungsten. It's one of my favorite transition metals.
And I think that is all I will tell you for now.
Tungsten.
What if tungsten's not a transition metal? I might have just totally embarrassed myself in front of all the nerds.
I believe tungsten is a heavy metal.
I mean, yeah, but that's a different.
We'll fix it in
distinction.
post.
I'm looking at the periodic table. Hold on.
Very advanced gaming techniques happening right now.
Yeah.
Is tungsten a transition?
The transition metals are the ones in the middle.
Yes, it is. It's in group 6 of the periodic table.
Fuck
Damn,
yes!
Wozak.
That's what I'm talking about.
Out of
I didn't
nowhere
know
with that chemistry knowledge.
Well, no, that might be wrong. I asked ChatGPT, so verify that.
Like, what the fuck? Don't ask him. He doesn't fucking know.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
why?
What's its atomic number?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I googled it.
This is so embarrassing.
Is this the worst day of your life, Isaac?
It is.
Literally.
Does anyone have any last things they want to do before I move to the ending scenario stuff?
No.
Don't we have more stuff to spend?
Yeah, if we
do.
have points to spend, I'm fucking on it for sure.
Do it.
Yeah, let's use them.
I want to try and finish off this clock. I want to find who Retribution is and how I fucked him over. I think this time I want to consort myself. Could I get what does Satan have for me today?
Oh, you want a devil's bargain?
Yeah, I want an extra die. One die is not enough with my luck. I need at least 2.
You can take your fragmenting clock whenever you want.
How many spaces do I have left in that? It's not on my.
It's 2 out of 6 right now.
How many times would I have to tick it?
Oh, just once.
Just once? Fuck yeah, I'll take that action, baby.
Yeah, you can always do that. You can always take that thing for a +1 die.
Okay, that's good to know. So I'm 3 out of 6. I just can't do that ever again, and I won't need to, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's a partial. That's good. That fills it up.
Good.
How did I wrong him? Let's see. This baby's tied off. What do I got? What happened? I want to see that live leak footage of me accidentally stepping on an infant child.
Oh, whoop.
I'm trying to think of a good way to justify you finding this information that is specific enough.
Oh, I should probably have specified. This is a consort, so I'm actually not doing it. I'm making Jenny do it.
I'm trying to figure out a way that Jenny can point to one. I mean, because the odds of you only having wronged one person is very low.
That is true.
Like, how do we know? I guess. Also, how does you fragmenting help you consort?
I'm talking, guys talking to he's like, come on, I just go through the files one more time, all right? Just like look at the horrible, brutal combat footage one more time. And he's like waffling, he's like, he seemed kind of blunt. Jenny seemed like not much of a talker. And then maybe Geist, like, browns out for a moment. And then Jenny he's like, fuck, fine, all right, whatever. Jenny agreed to do it afterwards, and Geist is like, yeah, okay, cool.
Man, I can't believe the guy shitting himself made that clock succeed. Yeah. So he pulls up this fat stack of files from like around when you were doing those operations, when you were still Joker and had your squad. The Moon Devils, literally. You were the Moon Devils then. And there's a fast stack of complaints from one guy in particular that get progressively more unhinged, asking for you in particular to be like censured and put on like war crime trials because he alleges that a spare... What kind of weapons did you use back then?
I feel like he wasn't quite so punchy. I'm imagining more of like a traditional armored core machine gun and maybe like an anti-material rifle. It was different anyways. Maybe more. Maybe he used some conventional explosives if that's easier. Maybe he used like dumb rockets or guided missiles or something.
Any weapon that's frame size can easily do bad things to people-sized targets. He alleges that you, a rogue shot or a misplaced shot from your frame, killed his whole family and horribly injured him. And there's a paper trail that gets more and more unhinged, and then it stops at a certain point when I guess it was clear that no one was going to respond to him. And there's a lot of evidence here that this guy either killed himself or he became a terrorist, you know?
Yeah, he's off the grid now.
Yeah. And just from your encounters with Retribution, you get an inkling. This might be the guy. I know his name? Of course I do. I will tell you it at some point.
At some point very soon. 3, 2, 1. 1/2.
Whistler Zeal. Wasn't that a cool name, everybody? But yes, you now know who Retribution is. You know his identity, or at least you think you do. But because you're partially psychic now, I'll say you do.
Nice. Yeah, I know this for a fact. I'm partially psychic now?
Yeah, you have, in a lot of ways, you have an almost romantic link with your rival. So you know when you see him.
That is true. I'm going to kiss him on the mouth any day now.
Fuck yeah!
It's gaming. How many ticks do I get to my drive clock for coming to this realization?
You kissed Retribution, you can do whatever you want. I'll be jacking off.
I'm 4.
Yeah, editing that one out, okay?
I actually don't know. Is it 1 or 2 for completing?
I don't think I've edited out any jacking off jokes.
Oh, that's
good.
great.
We need them to stay in. It's very important for the demographic that listens to this show.
Yeah.
They're here for the awesome Yuri art that's going to come any day now.
Yuri? Well, that's an interest.
Oh no, I meant Yowie. Sorry, I get the two confused.
I'm on board for it. That's even
My
better.
friend.
I meant Yowie. Please forgive me. Do I get one drive clock? Do I get one drive clock?
You get one drive clock, yes.
Cool. I'm 3 away from being able to kill this motherfucker forever. Will there be 3 more operations in the game? Who knows? Tune in for the next several months to find out.
Okay.
That's all I had. I'm good. Well, I mean, we have 2 points left.
I say we use them.
Sif, you wanted to heal up, right?
I could heal up, but not that important. So if you want to fix your frame, is it fixed, guys?
No, I have 2 levels. So I have level 1 harms. I would be able to use those 2 supply points to completely fix my frame, probably, if I don't get disastrously unlucky, which could very well happen.
I feel like you having your frame in the best of ability is the best thing for the Dusklights. That is my theory. Like, I wouldn't spend those points on my frame. I'd rather you do it on yours. IMO.
All right, but does anybody disagree with that? Because I'm not gonna fight it, but does anybody else have a bunch of level 1 damages that they would like gone instead of me getting mine gone?
Yeah, because I have just a level 2 damage and then a level 1 harm. That's it.
You have a level 2 damage?
I do. I have broken legs. My legs don't work.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, why don't we get rid of knock your level 2 down to a level 1? I have lots of ways that I can increase my effect.
Let's do it.
Okay, roll. Your roll go first. 3d6.
Yeah.
/R 3d6. Baby.
What's that? That's a
Five.
5, yeah, that's 2.
You get 2
Okay.
ticks, and then
Do it
roll again.
Bing, bing. I just put my 2 ticks in. Now I'm going to about to
Bing,
roll the
wahoo.
/R 3d6.
That's good.
6.
Yep.
6.
That's one overflow. even.
So you goes down to 1. It's called strained legs. Strained legs on both.
Ouchie leggy. Owie.
Yeah.
Ow, ow, ow.
Chow.
Ow. See, you like that?
Oil.
Like I wrote that?
I do. I see it.
All right, cool. One little repair over.
Great.
Yeah, I think my frame's in ship shape now, at least. I mean, it has strange ouchie legs, but it's not too bad.
Now let's go fight the military police, everybody.
I got a question. Are we ready to move on? Are we ready to move on?
We have no money left. So
Yeah, we're all done here.
We have completely exhausted our ability to influence events.
Hex, who do you trust?
Joseph and the reporter and deceased Glint.
Glint's corpse. You don't trust Geister loyal after
No.
all we've been through?
Especially not. He thinks you're compromised after the commune thing.
Oh. That's not a completely unreasonable thing. Geist might believe the same in his position, so that's fine.
Great. Your reporter friend reaches out to you and wants to get a drink with you, or just meet with you somewhere to talk about things.
Okay.
And she says
Where do they
you can choose. It's up to you. And she says she'll bring her own drinks.
Okay. Hex chooses somewhere off base, but not too far.
Sure.
I guess a private hole in the wall. It's
somewhere private. She
somewhere no one would ask questions. Yeah.
Sure. Let's say the hole in the wall cafe somewhere, or like a little bar where you get a private room or something.
And if she's really perceptive, she'll notice that it's not near any streets.
Street hater.
True street hater.
Yeah, into the room walks Tusco Long, and she kind of sits down across from you and makes herself comfortable. She has this big fancy bottle of gin in her hand and like 2 glasses that she brought herself, and she places the bottle on the table and pours each of you a drink and then hands it to you. I forget what her voice is like. I think
it's pretty level.
I don't have that many feminine
Paranoid.
voices. And it's
I'm surprised she's actually here, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, last time you saw her, she said that she would never talk to you again.
Yeah.
She hated you. And she says, "This isn't the usual clusterous made swill you get here. This is the good stuff from a now abandoned colony. They were an agricultural outfit, only cleared to export grains, but they sold this stuff on the side for their luxuries. Nobody really knows how they made it so good. They were so scared of fines that they didn't keep any records. Unfortunately, one day the Union remembered that there was a valuable cadmium deposit underneath the colony, and they made everyone leave. I spent a while trying to track down the former inhabitants, anyone who could create more bottles as good as this, but nobody could. It had been a product of a community, a small group of people who each had a valuable part in the secret of this bottle. Some of them said it was the soil itself. Some of them said it was the barrels. They all had their own little story as to why this bottle was so good. If I were any more fixated on it, I would have shipped it off to a private replication lab, but there's something about the rarity of this bottle that makes it more special to me. Something I wouldn't want others to have unless I give it to them. You know?
Nice to see you too.
I love this woman.
I think this might be military police in a rubber mask, but I'm holding my judgment.
Hex is wary because no one gives the life story of a drink before saying hi.
Tell me, Harold, what is it you want more than anything?
Hex pauses for a moment. He trusts her, but this is odd. Where have you been?
Tesco reaches up behind her neck and touches something, and her form kind of shimmers and contorts and collapses on itself, revealing what is beneath, which is a sharply dressed woman with black hair and a pair of glasses, who you immediately recognize as Tyrrell Crine, the financial lead of the Clusterous Resistance. Why don't we have a chat?
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, this is
My
exciting.
man! That's bad.
And we'll end there.